In this video, we will demonstrate how to create 3 interface screens for client billing and payment. The first screen is the client's bill details. The second is payment, and the third is payment confirmation. One of the main objectives of any customer-oriented company is to create a convenient, easy solution for clients to make payments. I'm going to demonstrate how to use the Mobsted platform to create interface screens, allowing your clients to make their current and past due payments quick and easy. So our objective is to provide clients with precise, accurate information on the amount owed and let them pay online. Let's get started. We start on the My Applications screen, which is the first screen to appear when opening the Mobsted platform. Click Create New Application. You can modify an existing application from this screen or create a new one. In order to demonstrate the whole process, we will start with an empty template. Step 1 is to click on Blank Application. Step 2 is to input general information on the application and on your company. Enter the application name into the first field. The application name is not visible to the client. I have entered Monthly Billing. Now we need to fill in information that will be visible to clients. First, you will need to select and upload an icon. As soon as the upload is complete, you can see to the right how the icon will appear on clients' home screens. Then type in the app name as you would like it to appear under the icon on the user's mobile device. We will enter Sunflower. You can edit the appearance of your icon by adding top and bottom panels and changing the color of browser panels and the splash screen. The changes you make will appear in the icon preview box. We will return to the other fields on the screen later. Now let's create content for the app by using the Mobsted Constructor screen to add elements and style them. Click the arrow at the bottom of the page that says Step 3, the Constructor. This screen has 3 main sections. On the left is the Elements panel, in the center is the Device Emulator, and on the right is the Properties panel. Additionally, at the bottom of the screen is the Screen Navigation bar. First, let's rename the screen Home Screen. To do this, move your mouse to the Home screen in the Screen Navigation bar. A pen icon will appear. Click on the pen icon and then go to the Properties panel and type in Home Screen in the Screen Name box. Now we will start to add fields to our screen. Let's drag and drop a text element from the Elements panel to the Device Emulator and set up its properties. The Properties panel is used to assign properties and actions to the elements in your app. For now, we will make it a static text field, but a little later we will change it to dynamic text. Static text means that all the users see the same text. Later on, the text will be dynamic. In other words, the text will be unique for each user depending on their balance. The number part of the text, the client's balance, will be dynamic and will change accordingly. To apply your changes and to see them in the Device Emulator, click anywhere outside the Elements property box. Save your changes by clicking on Save Screen. As soon as you hit Save, the changes are not only saved, but applied immediately to your live project. In other words, everyone using the app will instantly see your changes. Let's change the formatting by increasing the font size to 30 and changing its color to blue. After making the changes, press Save Screen. Now let's add another element that will allow the user to navigate to the payment section. Find the single button element and drag and drop it to the Device Emulator. In the Properties panel, change the button's name to Make Payment. Click on Save Screen to save the changes. We have finished a simple screen that displays the user's balance. Our next step is to add a screen where the user can make their payment. Start by clicking the Add Screen icon at the bottom left-hand side of the Screen navigation panel. Screen 2 appears in the User's Screens section. Move your mouse to the Screen 2 icon and click on the pen that appears. Then, in the Properties panel, change the screen name to Payment Screen. We will start by adding a text input field where the user will input the amount they would like to pay. The text input field can be found in the Form Elements section of the Elements panel. In the Placeholder field, Please enter the amount of your payment. This text appears whenever the user opens the screen or whenever the field is empty. Go now to the Properties panel and change the backend name to Amount. The backend name is the unique reference name that can be called on when we need to use the value stored in this field for other purposes, such as displaying the value or comparing it to other values. Now save the changes by clicking on Save Screen. The next step is to set up the payment method. From the Payment section of the Elements panel, drag and drop the payment method element. In our case, we will use Stripe, the payment system which has integration with Mobsted. In the Properties panel, change the name field to Make Payment. This is the text that the user will see on their screen. Let's make the text a little more stylish. Change the font size and margins to make it look attractive. Let's also change the backend name for the Stripe element to Online Payment. Next step is to automatically transfer to Stripe the amount to be paid. So scroll down the Properties panel to Amount and select the Amount or Hashtag option. We will use the functionality of calling hashtags to pass to Stripe the amount that was entered. In the upper right corner of the Properties panel is a hashtag sign. Click on it now. A box for constructing hashtags appears. Select Backend Name as the hashtag group. The property box will then show only hashtags from the backend name field. In our example, we have only one hashtag which we just created a few steps ago. Select Amount. Then click Insert and Save Screen. To make the application convenient and easy to use for your clients, add a navigation element that will allow them to go back to previous screens. Scroll down the Elements panel to the Navigation and Layout section, and then drag and drop the navigation field to the device emulator. We will change the title to Online Payment to reflect the page that we are currently on. The arrow at the top left will take the user back to the previous page. In our case, it's the home screen. Save the changes by clicking on Save Screen. Now, let's connect our home screen to the payment screen. So let's navigate back to the home screen. We need to link the Make Payment button to the payment screen. To do this, select the Make Payment button. In the Properties panel, select Actions and scroll down to the Connects to drop-down box. Select Payment Screen. Save the changes. Now, when the user presses the Make Payment button on the home screen, they will navigate to the payment screen where the payment would be made. Once clients make their payment, they will want to know that their payment was successful, so we will need a payment confirmation screen. As usual, start by clicking the Add Screen icon at the bottom left-hand side of the screen navigation panel. Then click on the pen icon and rename the screen Payment Confirmation. Drag and drop a text element and add appropriate text. For example, your payment is being processed. Please allow up to 24 hours for payment to be processed by your bank. Your balance will be updated accordingly. We can do some formatting. Changing the text color to green would be a good nonverbal cue that the operation is a go. The client has made their payment and received confirmation that the payment is being processed. So it is time to go home, or at least back to the home screen. Let's add a Go to the Home Screen action button. drag and drop the single button element to the screen. Give the button a name, such as Go to the Home screen. On the Properties panel, go to the Actions page. Find Connect and click on the drop-down menu. Select the screen that you want to navigate to, which in our situation is the home screen. As usual, save the changes by pressing the Save Screen button. Now we want to connect the Stripe element with the successful payment screen. Go back to the payment screen, select the Stripe element in the device emulator. Now go to the Actions tab in the Properties panel, and in the Connects to drop-down, select the successful payment screen. That's it. As mentioned previously, the client's balance will be a dynamic field and will upload into Mobsted from your accounting system. Now we will take the first step in setting up this link. Go to the Objects tab located in the top navigation bar. The spreadsheet or grid that appears has your client information. Every client has a unique number as well as the usual parameters such as name. Let's add a column for the client's balance. Click on Add Custom Column. You can see that the Properties tab opened up on the right side of the screen. We will change the name of the new column to Balance, and the default value will be 0. This means anytime a new client is added, their default balance will be set to 0. Additionally, we need to restrict the client from modifying this field. So put a check mark in Close for self-editing by object. Press Save Column. Now is a good time to review our application and make sure our buttons are working okay. Select any client. We will select Charlie Brown, who is number 17 in the Object column. Click Open App in the Login URL column. Select Open in New Tab. This will open the application in a new tab on your desktop browser. Press Make Payment, then enter any amount and fill in the bank card details. Now press Make Payment again. Great! We are ready to take our next step towards live dynamic data. Without closing the tab where we tested the application, go back to the Web Browser tab where we have the list of clients opened. Let's give Charlie Brown a balance of $100. In the Balance column, enter 100. Now we will link the Balance column to the Home screen and then to the Payment screen. Go back to the constructor, select the Home screen in the bottom navigation panel. Click on the Your Balance Is text field in the device emulator so that its properties appear to the right in the Properties panel. In the text field, delete the static amount of 10. Then press the hashtag sign. In the drop-down box, select Current Object as the group and Balance as the column name. Click Insert and then Save Screen. Now select the Payment screen in the bottom navigation panel. Here we will set the client's current balance as the default amount to be paid. The client can override this amount if desired. In the device emulator, click on the text field, Please enter the amount, so that its properties appear in the Properties panel to the right. Select the default amount field and then press the hashtag sign. In the drop-down box, select Current Object as the group and Balance as the column name. Click Insert and then Save Screen. Once again, let's review these changes in the app. So go back to your browser tab where you have the app open. Last time we finished on the payment confirmation page. So click on the Go to Home screen button. Good. We see that the balance has changed from 10 to 100. We have worked in two sections of the Mobsted platform, the constructor and the objects, which in our case is the client grid. It is now time to explore a third section, the backend. The backend stores all the events that have occurred in the application. Everything from successful logins, notifications sent, and even events like pressing the Make Payment button. Since there are potentially thousands of users with thousands of events stored in the backend, Mobsted has a built-in Smart Filter Manager tool that helps to sort and filter the application events. Let's take a closer look. For example, we want to create a filter that shows us all the online payment events regardless of whether they were successful. An online payment event is equal to any time a user clicks on the Make Payment button. First, we click on Add Filter, and then on Create New Filter. We need to name the filter and create a brief description. The name will be Online Payments, and the description, Quantity of Online Payments. Under Conditions, we will select Backend Name since we will use this field to filter our results. We only want results that are equal to Online Payment, which is the backend name we assigned earlier to the button to make an online payment. So we leave the equal sign and select the value as Online Payment. Let's sort by date created and from newest to oldest. So we select Create Date and Descending. That's it. Now hit Save Changes and the results will appear. There appears to be a lot of columns that we don't need in this particular report. So let's remove the columns that don't add value. Click on Setup Table, which is just above the table on the right. For now, we really only need the name, create date, and the backend name. So let's uncheck all the other boxes. You can modify the order of the columns by using drag and drop in the Setup Table menu. When you are done, confirm your changes by clicking Update Grid. Click on any event. Full details of the event appear. Event number, create date, status, technical data, metadata, and any input from the client. In our case, you would see if they entered a different payment amount. Go now back to the Object page by clicking Objects in the top navigation panel. Click New Object. A new line with the next available object number appears. Remember, each client is given a unique object number. All the fields will be blank except for the balance column, where we set up a temporary default value. Fill in the client name, and then click on Add Primary Email and Add Primary Phone, and fill in these fields. These fields will save automatically. Now we want to invite the new client to use the app. This is easily done. Select the client by clicking on the box to the left of their object number. Then select Message in the panel that appears at the bottom of the page. The messaging screen opens. The subject field is only used if you decide to invite the new client by email. For this example, we will use the text message method. That means that we need to uncheck all the options of delivery except for SMS. In the text area, let's enter a welcome message, such as, "Welcome to the Sunflower app." Click the link to access your profile. Add the link by selecting hashtag Object Invite URL hashtag from the left. Click Preview to see how the recipient will see the link. Once you are satisfied with your message, click Send at the bottom right corner. That's it. We've successfully invited the new client to the app. When new clients click the link they got via SMS, they will have access to the app and to their personalized accounts.